All right, it is 7:30-ish with a little extra emphasis. Um, Technical difficulties notwithstanding, the show must go on. So, welcome to another edition live in the man cave. Your number one source for high school basketball in the state of Florida. I am Coach Corey J. We got the All-State PG and the All-State Coach together. What's going on with you fellas?
Happy Sunday.
Same, man.
Hey man, we are happy to be here again, and things start for real now. All of the play stuff is out the way. So, Coach, don't know if I'm sending the new link to the goat right now. Know if you got anything in your coach's corner. I'm sure you do with everything that's been transpiring, or I'm assuming it's been transpiring. So, you got it, sir. If you got anything, if not, we'll keep it moving.
No, Coach, I don't have anything. If it do,
Uh-oh.
it'll be off on today.
Breaking news. Breaking
Yeah.
news. Breaking news. Man, I know this ain't basketball related, man, but football. See, they just threw Shadur in there, man. They gonna crucify Shadur. No reps. That was a no-win situation, man. But it don't matter. He didn't perform. That's all that matters, I guess, at the end of the day. So, man, I got a inbox on how much do we not know? And I'm saying this like I got an email from or a message from someone associated with McKeel, and they gave me the score from they was over at Hoop Vibe preseason, which we didn't know, but that's all in good, I guess. But it's like they had two names on there that I ain't seen all spring, summer, or fall. 128 kid had 20 and 7. The 2027 kid had 19 and 7. And the kid that you've been hearing about, he had like 617. Now, I know in the book, in the magazine, said that one of the things was that McKeel might be one of the dark horses in the county. So how much would you say people been keeping stuff to themselves? Holding your
Coach,
cards, I guess.
Coach, man, they've been holding them close. I heard about some big kid that they got last night.
Coach, and whoever they got a kid at 20 and 7, coach. Like he had 28 kids, so he young, whoever he is.
Yeah.
First time I saw the two of them names, first time I saw him. So I'm like checking myself, like, am I missing anything? So I go back and look. I ain't seen them on nothing. They wasn't on no roster last year, so they got to be new. But anyway, so anyway, man, y'all know that we have been doing the series, the preseason series, letting the coaches come on and preview their season. Some of them have said yes, some have said no. We've had a lot of good gems and a lot of folks in, and we are.
You guys had coaches say no?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we had a
for
few
real?
say no. A few say no. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Free publicity. We talk about that all the time about publicity and marketing, but all you can do, we asked everybody. I can say that we asked everybody. Everybody didn't say yeah. But one guy who said yeah, who always says yeah, been saying yeah to me for 30 years. Even when he don't want to say yeah, he said yeah, and vice versa. So want to say the best for last because we didn't want folks saying that we was being biased and all that stuff and yada yada yada. But in any event, needs no introduction. Sure, he'll be able to do all that for himself. But many consider him the GOAT, best coach in Polk County history. Has been to the Final Four numerous times, won a few, put a couple people in the league, and happy to have him on the show and kind of give us some gems. And just always, he family, so it's always the same no matter what. But without further ado, we want to welcome Bart Towhead coach Terrence McGriff into the cave. What's going on with your boss?
How y'all doing? This is the first thing I want to do. I want to make sure everybody's here. I've got my magazine. I hope you got your magazine, everybody. If you don't have your magazine, get your magazine. Then I'm going to flip it to my favorite page. because everything's about players. I don't know if you can see it because I'm not a tech guy, but it's Jake Kylan Crosley from Bartow. Bartow's best shooter in the history of Bartow High School. So get your Polk magazine. It's awesome. Also had the Bartow pages and just give some insight on the other stuff. So that's my shameless plug for the magazine, pretty good, and my shameless plug for Bartow High School, pretty good. So
Hey,
first
appreciate it.
I want to thank you all. I'm just going to start rambling. When you all want to ask a question, just stop me and ask like normal, right? Just like we talking at the gym, right? I want to thank you guys for having me on the show, and thank you for what you do to promote basketball in the county. Okay, next thing I want to say, I told this to Coach Barnes. If somebody has a question that they want to ask, that they want to answer, put it in the group text or chat or whatever you call it. It does not have to be about Bartow. It can be about the FSA, something about Polk County history, something about a coaching, whatever you want, I'll answer it, right? There are really no secrets. The secret is hard work, right? Okay, next, I got a message for all coaches, players, parents, and fans. I'm going in that order. Coaches, players, not Bartow. This ain't the Bartow section. This is for all coaches, players, parents, and fans. And so I want you to listen to it, okay? To everyone that listens to it or that don't listen. Parents, first of all, I want you to know that the coaches realize that you are sending them your best. You are sending them your child. That child is your precious gift. There's no amount of money that's more precious than my kids. And so I know how you feel about your kids. And the coaches understand that you are sending them your best, your special gift. Parents, I want you to know that the coaches are a part of the village. It's the old African proverb that said it takes a village to raise a child. Well, the coaches are a part of the village helping to raise your child. Okay? We are coaches. Parents, here's what you should know. The coaches are bringing their best. You are sending your child, that's your best. The coaches are bringing you their best. Or they're giving your child their best. So I want you to keep that in mind. Parents, if you got a problem with a coach, pick up the phone and call them. Don't go to social media and try to I tell my parents, you go to social media if you want, because I don't look at it no way. I won't get it. Okay, go talk to the coaches, right? Pick up the phone and call them, text them, stuff like that. Helps keep problems down. And I think if parents know that coaches know, I tell my parents, I know that you're bringing me your child is all you got. I'm gonna give him all I got. I think that keeps problems down. So parents, cheer, root for your son, root for the team. Sometimes parents and the coaches have differences, and the differences is always what the parent sees and what the coach sees. Parents, coaches want to win. If little Johnny can help him win, he's gonna play. If he cannot help him win, or she,
he won't play him.
He gonna play, right? So I think if parents can see the value in what the coach sees, coach want to win. If your son can help him win or her help him win, they're gonna play. So parents, that was for you, right? Best versus best. You're sending your best. The coach is giving their best for your child, right? For your child. This is not the Southeastern Conference where the coach is getting $6 million now. Okay, this $3,000 they're giving, I mean, we spend it on gas, right? Coaches, I want to thank all the coaches for their service to the community. Part of the reason I'm the AD, you guys know I'm the AD at Bartow. So some of this is from all of my work this year to be the AD. Coach is a tough job now because you got the transfer portal, you've got these different schools, the SIAA schools, West Oaks, and all these IMG that's taking players now, right? You got to raise money. You got the pressure on the principal from the superintendent to the mandate on different things, right? You got to be the janitor. We don't have trainers in Polk County. You got to be the trainer. Okay, you got to be a psychologist, a mental health counselor, and that ain't got nothing to do with X's and O's. I ain't talked about a ball screen or how we're going to defend it or how we're going to score points yet. That's all the stuff before. You got to be a guidance counselor and check on grades. And so coaches got a tough job. Coaches, I understand you got a tough job. I want to thank you for your service. Parents, coaches got a tough job. Thank them for their service. Principals don't understand. County office don't understand. I tell my principal, don't bother my coaches. Now you hired me to be the AD. If you want to be the AD at Bartow, then you can do it. But these are tough job. And so coaches, I applaud you for the work you do. Now we ain't perfect. Do we make mistakes? Yes. Sometimes we don't coach a good game, right? But anybody coaching high school basketball, they love you. and they're here to help serve your kids. So thank you to all the coaches in the county. I've enjoyed listening to everybody from Coach Eric to Coach Blooker to Coach. I enjoyed listening to Kenny and Hen when they were on. I really enjoyed Coach Harris. I love Coach Woodside because he's always a wealth of knowledge. Coach, I've enjoyed all the coaches, right? Ambo, I've enjoyed all the coaches. So thank you all. Coaches, keep in mind, the parent is sending you their best, their gift now. Don't get frustrated with them because they send, and now you give your best. And if everybody gives their best, hey, okay, that's all we can do, right? Okay, preparation is key, coaches. Prepare. Don't blame it on the kids. Okay, it's not the kids' fault. You got to prepare. You got to cut on that tape. You got to prepare, right? So preparation is key. This message, third one, players, enjoy it. It happens quick, okay? Enjoy the small things, the social media stuff. It'll be something new tomorrow. What small things are you overlooking, okay? Practice. Practice is important. Bus rides, car rides with your teammates, times in the locker rooms, pregame meal, okay, with your buddies. Enjoy those quiet times, okay? Put that phone away. I know you got to have that phone out. I know everybody's going to grab their phone and record it. But the best times, the time when you take this right here, put it up, talk to each other. The times when you're in a hotel at a Christmas tournament, that's what makes a championship. Those things you're going to remember 40 years from now. Social media is going to be something else tomorrow. So enjoy that time. Players, your coaches, they are not against you. They have wisdom, and probably I've been reading in Proverbs, and Proverbs are all about wisdom. The coaches are older; they've been there. Okay, Coach Woodside at Winter Haven, he played basketball. He's been coaching basketball. Coach Fitzgerald, those guys, Eric. Okay, their wisdom is trying to help you be all you can be. So players, you may not agree, but listen to them, right? And it's not an adversarial relationship between the players and the coaches, right? Okay, this is your time to grow and mature. And so grow and mature, okay? Even though people are transferring, people can go, it still hadn't changed. If you good and you can help the team win, players, you're going to play. If you can't help the team, you ain't going to play, right? So this is your time to step up and show what you got, okay? And it happens fast, okay? My two seniors, Jay Crosley and Kenny Cotton, they were on the Mondays with McGriff last week. And Kenny said, man, this is quick. I remember when my dad was playing and now I'm done. And so it happens fast, okay? My last one to the fans, show up to the games. It's short with the fans. Show up to the games. Cheer. Don't try to be an analyze. Don't analyze. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback and talk about what you can do. I had a fan do that to me one time. And he says, well, Coach, are you not working on free throws? I said, hey, I threw him a whistle. I said, hey, 2:30 tomorrow. And so he showed up for a couple. He actually did show up. Y'all know him. I won't tell you his name. He actually did show up, worked on free throws. We missed the same free throws in the game Friday that was missed on Tuesday. He was there Wednesday and Thursday. So it look easy, fans. The coaches are working on it. Okay, be patient, cheer, support the teams, right? And so that's my message to the fans. So now I'm off my soapbox. On the Mondays with McGriff, I have a soapbox, and I try to cover everything, right? Parents, coaches, players, fans, right? Okay, now we're going. If there's no questions, I'll keep going. Y'all got something?
Whoa, Coach. Are you still having Monday with McGriff tomorrow? Or is this it?
Huh?
Are you still having it tomorrow, or is this it?
We're going to start it Sunday. We started Sunday. We're going to roll it into Monday. How about that, right? Why not? I'm with my buddies. Why not? Let's keep it rolling. All right, so if y'all got...
I got a question for you, though.
Okay, go ahead.
I got a question. You've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, thank the Lord.
Very long time. And that's a blessing in itself.
Yep.
So my thing is, when you decide to walk away, what do you want to be remembered for most?
I hope that's a good question. What I want to be remembered for most now is not what it was 10 years ago. So I hope it'll be that.
What was it 10 years ago, and what is it now?
He loved the kids and he wanted to win. And now he loved the kids because he's doing God's work that he has assigned for me to do. It's my calling to do. And so and that he helped to open people and lead my guys. If we have a guy who may not know Christ, that he will know him now better. And that he'll have a relationship with him, because that's really all that's going to matter. The rest of the stuff, the win's great. I want to win now, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But I want our guys to have a relationship with the Lord, because that's the only thing that'll last. And not that I didn't want it 10 years ago, but as you get older, you realize that that's more important.
Right? You talked about preparation, Coach, without giving away too much. You said one of the things is watching film.
We'll give it all away. Ain't no secret, so go ahead.
What advice would you give to young coaches, maybe first-time head coach or wannabe head coach? What advice would you give as far as preparation goes?
Every school now has a huddle camera in the gym. Now, we do not do this at Bartow because we've been there a long time, but if I had to do it, I would record my practice once a week. I would evaluate. I would do that for 2 reasons. We record practice for once a week. I never watch it, but I record it just in case a parent ever tells me why their kid's not. They want to know why their kid's not playing. I'm going to say, look at your kid in practice. So that's the number one reason, to keep parents off my back and say, because now you're talking about the game, but I got little Johnny in practice every day, and that rascal ain't doing a thing. And you expect him to come and play, and he ain't playing if he ain't going to do right. The other reason from a coaching standpoint is why I would film practice, to evaluate myself, teaching, because if a kid doesn't get it as a teacher, you guys are all educators. Some of that we are taught as teachers that if they're not getting it, we have to accommodate to get it. We have to scaffold. It's a teaching term, right? We have to break it down till they get it. And so to evaluate myself, to evaluate my team, if I'm uncertain of what we're doing, okay, I'm gonna film practice this week, then I'm gonna go back next week. Are we better this next week than where we were last week? Okay, so to really evaluate and critique myself and my staff and our players. And then I would use that to break down for the kids. Okay, I would chop practice. We don't do it because we don't have time to do it. In Bartow, we don't need to do it. We got an experienced staff. If I was by myself, I would do it more because I think it would help the kids break it down and say, like, listen, here's what happened in practice. We had a 15-minute segment on shell drill. Here's what you did. You gave up a right-hand drive every time, and you didn't rotate to cut the baseline drive off. You didn't come with your hands up. Now, we've been coaching that for 3 weeks. We've been in practice 3 weeks, and you won't do it. Now, how am I going to play you? Or, okay, you want to take the same shots that Jay Crosby is taking. Now, okay, we film practice. We're doing this shooting drill, and I counted, and you were 2 for 40. You can't take the shots he takes. So you're using in both a positive and negative way to improve yourself and also to improve your team. That's the one thing I would do. I would say to coaches. Other thing is find you a mentor. I've got mentors. I got people, okay, I've been coaching 24 years, 30 years overall, 24 years in Bartow. I've got 2 guys that I can call, Coach Hollison, Coach Nunley. You guys are men with Networks Basketball. We talk once a week or once every other week, once a week during the season. And they evaluate me. Billy, they're evaluating me. They're evaluating the kids, but they really evaluate me. And so I think each coach should find a mentor. Okay, we got Gordon Gibbons. So that's all he was with Coach Jones at Davenport. He should be calling Coach Gibbons once a week and let Coach Gibbons watch that tape. Those guys from Networks, Coach, they watch the tape. Every 2 weeks they watch the tape from Tuesday and say, McGriff, you need to be doing this, this, and this. And what you doing here? And why haven't you done that? They already did it. And so you're talking about a guy that's been coaching 30 years and all this championship, that's great. That got nothing to do with getting better. We're asking the kids to get better. Well, so I think they should find a mentor, okay, to help them, okay? There's some coaches in the area that I mentor now that I help them break down tape now, today. And so, okay, so that's another thing. Does that answer a question? I can keep going, but we ain't
Yes, sir, it does. Talk about this year's team, though, Coach.
Okay, well, here we go. Okay, first of all, we got sponsor night on Thursday. Bills got to be paid, okay? Thursday the 20th against George Jenkins. Topper, Sheldon Dennis, who Coach Barnes coached with the Fire, and then also, I don't know, did you coach him with the Fire? Or I know you coached him at Jenkins. You coached him with the Fire too, or who was his coach with the Fire?
Broke was his coach with the Fire.
Broke, who's not Discovery, was coach with the Fire. Barnes coached him at Jenkins. It's one of the only couple of times in the last 20 years that Jenkins has beat us when he was there. And I put on my Mondays with McGriff show, I'm going to say, now, you got your wins out of the way, Topper. Okay, so Thursday, we're trying to win the game, right? But sponsor nights on Thursday, got bills to pay. Okay, a short thing, because coaches ask me, say, I can't do that. I cannot have banners in my gym and have sponsor night. You're wrong. We did it at Kathleen. We started it at Kathleen. Drew Taylor went and got banner sponsors. Coach Cable, y'all know Coach Cable's probably watching the show. He went and got all the pregame meal people, and I went and did the program book, the same book that we did with the Lakeland Fire with the Cooking for Kids, Coach Barnes. Okay, we brought that with the Fire. Okay. The Do with the Fire. Miss Downing started doing the book 30 years ago. Okay, so we did that at Kathleen, and when I came to Bartow, we did it. We put banners in the gym, pregame meal, banners for the people that weren't pregame meal people got a banner, and we did a book. So sponsor night's just a celebration of those people. When I started it, I think it was 12 banners. So now it's 55 or 56 banners. And it's a
That's in Bartow's gym?
Yeah. Some of them we don't put up. So because some of them be on loan the pad. So when you all came in there for the alumni game, we didn't have, there's another 12 of them that we're going to put up tomorrow night. And we got some new ones, some old ones got to take down. But 50, I think 56, 57 banners. So coaches, I encourage that you can do it. And don't tell me you ain't got money. This Polk County, if we can do it at Kathleen, you can do it where you're at. You can do it in Haines City, Wells. Okay, you can do it in Auburndale, Winter Haven. You can do it. Okay, and you can do it small school, big school. They'll support it Mulberry and Fort Meade. Okay, so you can do it. So sponsor that. I want to say that first. Okay. Second, I want to thank my coaches. These guys in particular: Larry Tucker, Marlon Austin, Darian Jones, Trip Wallace, Lil Marlon. They, 3 of those guys been there all 24 years. If there's a secret, those 3 guys: Tucker, Austin, D. Trips, I think, has been here 20 years, and Lil Marlon, he's really stepped up, and he's taken a lot from me and his dad as far as film study and stuff like that. So I want to thank those guys. That's the key to Bartow High School. We've been pretty consistent the last 20 years. That's the key. I want to talk about the players. Okay, Jay Crosby, senior, best shooter we've ever had. All right. His ability to shoot the ball is different for us last year with a young team. It'll be the difference this year with a team that's older but still pretty young, right? One of the 2 seniors. Voice has gotten better with us. He talks more. He's more of a leader. It's not his personality, but he's more as a senior. He's set for a great senior season. Got a couple of Division II offers, and one that went away, but another one still there. And he's probably going to be a guy that has to play and get something after the season. He'll get it. Why? Because he can shoot the ball. If you got it, you can shoot the ball. You got a chance, right? Kenny Cosmo, other senior, kind of born into the program. His dad was on my first team 24 years ago, and his grandma, y'all know Miss Cotton, she run the hospitality room, so he's been there forever. Great rebounding, great first step, kind of a role player. It's all the guys that we've had at Bartow. People say, well, Bartow's not quite as good, but I don't know how they win, guys like Kenny Cotton. We value guys like Kenny Cotton and what he brings. He's not going to score 17 points a game like Jay Crosby, 18 points a game, but he's going to rebound the ball. He's going to defend. He's got a quick first step. He can make a layup. He's a leader in the locker room, stuff like that. He's a senior. 2 seniors I got, right? Dylan Brinson, Jr., okay, heart and soul of our team. Good people. You guys remember Alex Boston from Bartow back in the day, played football at Florida State. Okay, that's his family. So his Bartow genes all through and through. I call him as my sergeant of arms on the team. Okay, he ain't putting up with nothing from nobody. He's tough, two sport guy, track guy as well. Okay, got to get better offensively. Been working on it. I think you'll see that late in the year with him. Dylan Brinson Jr., best defender we got. We'll put him on people's best perimeter defender. We can put him on people's best interior defender. He's just a dog. He's a dog with a capital D. We got to have dogs to win. We need more of them. We don't have enough of them, right? All right, next junior is Jacoby Terry. You guys know Jacoby Terry. He's a 2-year varsity Letterman. This is his 3rd year. He's a 2-sport star, played football, and now is going to be a 3-sport star. He's going to run a little track. Has not ran track in previous years, but he's going to run track this year because he's really getting ready for a great junior spring football to get his offers. He had a great football season, especially the first half of the year. Bartow did not. Shout out to Coach Morrell, our first-year coach, that just got the interim tag removed. He deserved it, and we're going to give him some help so he can turn the program around. I talked to Coach Billy about that. But Jacoby had a good first half of the year, probably got 35, 40 receptions. Didn't have a great second half, kind of got double-teamed. But he put enough on tape that if he'll get faster in the offseason, play a little 7-on-7, when spring comes, he's going to get some offers, right? And he's a heck of a – he's just he hustles for us. He defends. He plays with energy. He's a leader. Kobe is going to be a Fortune 500 CEO type of guy. He can go in any environment and adjust, right? He can go to Publix and be a CEO there. He can go to the streets and be a CEO there. He just got a special ability. So Jacoby Terry, you guys know him, okay? Matt Williams is somebody that people don't know. His dad played for him on my first team 24 years ago. He played JV all last year, and I don't know why he played. He played JV because we're idiots. Okay, and Matt is going to surprise some people. He's going to struggle early because of the adjustment from JV to varsity, and I don't care what you did in the summer and in the fall, it's still an adjustment to live bullets, especially like we played Windermere and Lake Highland Prep last week. The live bullets against those teams is different than playing live bullets in the fall, right? But he's pretty good. He can put that thing in the basket. Kind of a small forward for us, quickness, can hit a 15-footer, the best layup maker when we got, decent three-point shooter. He's not bad. He can put the ball in the basket. He's also a junior. Okay, and he's family. Like I say, his dad played for me. So I'm going through my whole list because you asked me about the team, right? Okay, all my juniors out of the way. Derwin Link. I don't know why coaches don't talk about all their players. You give them a chance to talk about all their players. So I'm going to talk about all my players. I got 10 of them. I got what, 5 to go. Derwin Link. You guys know Derwin Link. Sophomore, second-year varsity guy. He played limited action last year. Going to play a lot more. He's gotten better. He's gotten better from the summer. From when you guys saw him in the summer to now, he's gotten better. It did not show last week in the Tip-Off Classic. I have no doubt it will show. Okay, so he's gotten better. He's a little bit more aggressive, plays more with a motor. Okay, 6'6". He's our best offensive guy in transition. He can start the break. He can make decisions. He can pass it. He can catch it and finish. We're developing his mid-range jumper and his three-point jumper. We told him you don't have to go to the rim every possession. You can take the 15-footer or take the three. So he's developing that. And I'm looking forward to him having a breakout. So he's really the key. If he'll do what we think he can do, we'll be where we want to be in the end. Because this is not a race to the swift. It's a race to those who endure to the end. So we're looking for February. So Derwin Link's a sophomore, second-year varsity guy. The guy you guys like, James Rattery. Okay, I don't have any hair, but if I had it, it'd be falling out. Sophomore, second year, moved him for the point guard. Did not play a lot of point guard last year. Moved him to the point guard this year. Had an up and down freshman year, but he really had a heck of a spring, had a heck of a summer, had a heck of a fall. And we're just looking for consistency. And he's gonna be inconsistent, right? He's playing a new position. Tuma talked about it, that it's gonna take him some time to grow. The nuances of point guard is different, okay, especially college point guard, right? And so, but he's got all the tools. And he's an elite. He can score at all 3 levels at the rim. Great mid-range game. Really the best shooter we got other than Jay. We got to get him to guard like a Polk County guy. He guard like an Orlando guy. He got to guard like a Polk County thugger bear. Okay? He ain't thugging it out. And so, but we own him. We own him like white to rice about that. Okay, but he's pretty good. He's a college player. Okay, those guys are college players. Him and Link. Okay, the other sophomore, you guys know Jamil Wallace. Okay, he has not played so far. He probably won't play after Thanksgiving break. With him. They're a good freshman. He was the best rebounder we had last year. He led us some assists last year, second leader scorer last year, right? And he's coming back from football, so we've been dealing with kind of getting him back from football. He's a pretty good passer. He does provide physicality for us. He hates for me to say this, but he's 6'4", 250 pounds. So sometimes we say, would you be 6'4", 250 pounds and not be dancing and just run over somebody? And so he's a good communicator. He plays with a little edge. He got a little toughness with him, okay, and he's got his ability to finish in traffic's got to be better. I think football helped him with that. I think the physicality of football will help him finish more inside, right? So, and then our last sophomore we got is you guys don't know is Cyrus Simford, second-year guy, played JV last year, varsity this year. He can put the ball in the basket. Now he was 1 for 7 Thursday and 1 for 4 Tuesday against those two teams, and I was telling somebody and said, well, Cyrus struggled. So what y'all expect, guys? Now, this is live bullets. We're playing Lake Highland Prep, and they went to the Sweet 16, and the only reason they didn't go farther is because they got villages in their region and Tampa Catholic. And you play Windermere, and they played in the state championship game last year. It's not last year's Windermere, but still, they're better than, they're pretty good. And so we just got to be patient. I told the coaches, be patient. He's coming. He's a good defender. He can shoot the ball a little bit. He plays hard. And then the last guy we got to talk about is Zarian Zimmerman. He's related to Pop Zimmerman, right? Zarian Zimmerman, freshman. Okay, I saw Toomer's head light up, freshman. Okay, one of the best freshmen in the county. Okay, he can score the ball. Okay? He's just young now. He's going to make some mistakes. He's going to get pulled for the game, and McGriff going to fuss at him, and people going to say, well, why is McGriff, this guy? But he can play. And
he was what you doing the summer?
Say it again. Was he what you doing the summer? Mm-hmm.
Was he with you during the summer?
Say it again. Was he what you doing the summer? Mm-hmm. Say it again. Was he what you doing the summer? Mm-hmm. Say it again. Was he what you doing the summer? Mm-hmm. Say it again. Was he what you doing the summer? Mm-hmm. Sometimes we hire people for a reason and stuff like that, but he gonna get a lot of minutes. He made some mistakes Tuesday and Thursday, but he made some plays, and that's what young guys do. So those are the 10 guys we talked about. Okay, I'll keep going. So y'all want me to talk about the Yellow Jackets? Let's talk about it, and y'all can ask me to stop and ask me a question if you want. Okay, we got a great schedule. First of all, our home schedule is crazy. Okay, we got 9 home games, including the Stinger shootout. And I want to let y'all listen. This is a hellacious. I don't know who the hell made this schedule. Okay. We got Jenkins to open up Thursday, right? They won 15 games last year. They were really improved at the end of the year. We got Santa Fe. They're the state runners-up in their class. We got Norland coming to Bartow this year. We play them every year. Second round of the playoffs last year. They beat us like a drum in Norland last year. We got Victory, state runner-up, right? We got Armadale. They went to the Sweet 16 last year. Got everybody come back. I know the kid messed up his leg, but they got the Jordan kid back from Discovery. Okay, we got Lakeland. They took a 1-year sabbatical against us, but they're back. And so even though it's supposed to be their home game, I said, no, you took a 1-year sabbatical. You're coming to Bartow. And this probably was good that he took a 1-year sabbatical because they were pretty bad last year, but they're going to be a lot better. And we like playing Lakeland when they're better. It's a district rival. He's our district rival, Henderson, right? And they're going to be pretty good this year. And so they're coming home. We got Newsom. They made the playoffs last year. They won 20 games. They did not win a playoff game, but they made the playoffs last year. And then we got the Stinger shootout. And so, I mean, our kids think they play better at home. We're going to find out. And then road games at Olympia with all those juniors. At Port Charlotte, made the Sweet 16 last year. Sebring's a county game. Lake Gibson's a district game on the road. We're going to always play our rivals. We're going to Kenny at Catholic the first Friday in January. When the Haven should be better, we go to them the second Thursday of the month in January. We always visit Lake Wells. Mr. Washington knows we're only playing them once, which is kind of disappointing, but we're going to Lake Wells if we want to play. And we had a 2-year series with Avon Park. This is the second year of it. He wanted to play because to help his rating. He came down to Bartow last year, and we're going back up to Avon Park. So a heck of a schedule. And that's not counting that we got Stranahan, the state champs, for Thanksgiving over in Orlando, and we got East River. East River made the playoffs. 4 teams made the playoffs out of that district last year. The East River, we got them in the Metro Challenge, and we got Providence from Jacksonville in the Wiley Keller.
You playing Stranahan at Apopka?
Next Tuesday at Edgewater. We play East River next Friday at Apopka.
Okay.
Yeah, we play Stranahan next Tuesday. They've got for the lack of a better term, it's called the Black Coaches Association. It's all black coaches. And they wanted to all play together as Edgewater, and it's Orlando versus the South. They didn't have enough Orlando teams, so they said, McGriff, do you want to play? I said, yep. And guess who got the best team? Bartow. we got Stranahan. New Orleans coming. I think they got Martin County coming, Pembroke Pine, and some other teams. But Stranahan's the best one. And they say, Coach, do you care who we play? Nope. We'll take Stranahan. And then we're going to Lowndes County for Christmas, Campbell and Atlanta Westlake, and we're going to the Villages for the Battle of the Villages. We played De La Salle from Chicago to open up. Okay, so I might as well keep going, and then y'all can ask me questions. I got a little bit left. Our district games, we're in Class 6A, District 7. Bartow, Lakeland, Lake Gibson, Lake Buena Vista, Horizon. Lake Buena Vista and Horizon were not good. Lakeland and Lake Gibson will be the competition. The Willis guy played last week in the referee clinic, so he's back. Okay, he's back.
Willis is back at Lake Gibson?
He played last week for Lake Gibson, so he's back. And then Lakeland is much improved, so we got a tough district. Our goal to be the number 1 seed and let Lakeland and Lake Gibson battle it out in the semifinals. And then our region is very tough. Okay, there are 4 teams from Orlando that made the playoffs out of 8 in our region. Evans played for the state championship last year. Edgewater lost to Evans in the regional final. East River, who we beat in the first round, and Lake Minneola. All are in 6A District 5. Now, I need Henderson to be better because we do not need 4 Orlando teams making it out of the region. 4. So Lakeland and Lake Gibson, we need them to step it up. We Polk County people, and we don't want 4. We don't want Orlando to dominate. But those 4. Okay, Vieira's pretty good out of District 6. That guy's been coaching a long time. He used to coach at Rockledge, Logan Key. Melbourne. You guys saw Melbourne. We played Melbourne in the playoffs, but they beat us in the regional final. Tony's senior year, Melbourne and Bayside. So two of those teams made it last year. And then Gaither is the other, was out of the Tampa district. So tough region. And somebody asked me something, Coach Griff, they were talking to me and they were talking about Victory's bracket and say, well, Victory's got what do you think about your region? I said, well, the region's great. And they looked at me and said, well, you got Evans and Edgewater. And I said, well, Evans and Edgewater's got Bartow too. So that's how we view it. I mean, we want to be champs. To be champs, you got to beat good teams. And so we got to win our district, and then we're going to get in the region playoffs and beat those teams. For the destination has changed, but the goal remains the same. We want to be playing in UNF Arena in Jacksonville the second weekend of March. So okay. I got it all in now. If you got questions, here we go.
You got a question from Coach Brooks. You got a question from Coach Brooks. So he said, what do you perceive as the greatest challenge with coaching these Gen Zers, and what do you utilize to properly encourage buy-in?
All of the greatest challenge would be all of the stuff that affects their senses. So all of the social media, they're consumed by it. The adults are too. And the parents, people have forgotten what high school sports is about. Everybody thinks it's about their kid getting a scholarship. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody's not getting a scholarship. Okay, to me, high school sports is extracurricular. We still, Kenny Cotton, he does not want to go to college to play basketball. He plays basketball. Why? It's a family environment. His dad played. His grandma's a part of the program. He's a part of the community. He wants to go to college. And he's going to go, hopefully he's going to go to Polk State and then go to HBCU. He has no desire. So do we get rid of him because he doesn't want to go to college? No, he's in our program, and we're about building productive citizens. Extracurricular high school sports is about building people. Now, if somebody's going to go to college, great, right? We got two guys that were repping that went to college and now they're playing in the NBA, right? But so I think that's part of the problem. I think those kids got all these people in their ears are talking about this school's better, so you can transfer. Social media, so you got to have that. Okay, you want to go college. Well, if you're good enough, they're going to find you. And if you ain't good enough, I mean, you ain't good enough. So get your butt in the gym and be good enough. So I think that's the number one thing. How have we tried to adjust? We're on social media now. I know nothing about it. The money's with McGriff I did because Barnes said everybody would want to hear from me. I still don't, Sean Barnes, not Court Barnes. I still don't know why people listen to that show. Right? And so we do social media where we not broadcast, but we showcase the kids. We got that stuff going all the time, and we try to adjust to the times. And I think the other thing, the way we adjust to the question, we tried to address how we communicate with the kids. We have to be more detailed when we talk, because back 10 years ago, 50, we say, well, just do it, and the kids did it. Well, now you got to explain why a little bit more. But I mean, that's what we do. And the kids are responding, so I guess we're still decent, and I guess we're gonna find out Thursday night. But I hope I answered this question.
Well, you're talking about you got your kids on, and I mean, most people be to have one, in the league. You got two kids that you coached in the NBA, the highest level.
Played last Thursday.
Talk about. Yeah, we put it on the page. So just talk about how first of all, how Walt doing, how Tony doing, and just how is all that on your side of it as a coach?
We never coached Tony or Walt thinking about no NBA. We coached them as, can you get better so we can win games? Because that's our goal. And can you get better so you can get to college, which was their goal. All right, and Tony, I'm not sure anybody thought Tony was going to be a McDonald's All-American when he started as a 9th grader, a 10th grader at Bartow. And certainly when Walt transferred, the football coach at Bartow said, you a fool. You need to be out here playing football. You giving up a Division I scholarship to play basketball? You 6'2". And so certainly most people didn't see him being a first-round draft pick, although we thought he was going to be pretty good. So, coach guys thinking about that. You're trying to get them better and trying to help them accomplish their dreams. Their dreams was to play in college and play Division I in college. And so it's that part. To go to an NBA draft and to see a kid that's just a regular, humble guy, it's an incredible feeling, right? And to go to, like I went to Tony's games when he was at Carolina, and to go to Florida's games with Walt, and for them to win the national championship. Both those guys won the national championship. It's okay.
Crazy. That's crazy.
It's crazy. And so the joy, why do you do it? You do it for those moments. That brings great joy that they're living their dream. They're living their dream. They're playing ball for money in the high league. And Tony, their team is bad, but Tony's starting and playing 20 minutes a game. He was out of the league last year this time.
Oh, yeah? That's dope.
And so Tony's eighth year in the league. You guys got to remember when Tony came out, you had the big boy from Jacksonville, Providence, Ezebuki. Okay, you had the boy from Tampa Prep, Durham, some kin to Paul Clark. You had the guy from New Orleans, forget his name, Hewell. And all those guys were projected to be better than Tony. And he in the league. And same thing with Walter. You had all these guys rated above. And so those guys' work ethic, Walter Clayton's work ethic, that's something going to injure him every day. So it's to his credit. And then Tony developed the work ethic over time. And Tony's tougher. Tony got a bad rap at Bartow because he didn't dunk the ball. People said he wasn't tough. And what's tough? Because when we played Lakeland, when Barnes was coaching, Lakeland hit him at the three-point line.
Hey.
And I'll be honest, and they hit him at the half court, and they hit him at the next three-point line. And he came to bitch and said, hey, man, you Tony Bradley. They can't stop you. And they couldn't. And so that's toughness, right? But Barnes was there. He was there during the Bradley years. And so that guy's pretty tough.
That's a shot. I caught it straight in there.
Old school fire hit somebody now. So we people don't know that.
So you attribute that to me, that game plan to me?
Yes. We used to hit a guy, but we didn't use the word guy, but yeah, hit a guy, yeah. Yeah, you got to be physical with this guy. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
man.
I'm not saying the Collins then, but yes. You had an influence on Collins with that. Yeah, it was you. Which way? Hey, that's what you had to do to win. And so, so those guys are tough. And the last thing is they come from good families. They're great. They were both smart kids, good students, but they didn't have all the riffraff.
McGriff.
After Walt. Yep.
You mentioned the mosaic. Who you got coming in from outside this year?
Ooh, you're gonna put them on the spot. The Villages. Villages coming. Lake Highland Prep. Scott will be there with a popper. Windermere. This is Coach Gressig's last year, so we're gonna honor him. Leesburg's coming back. Went to the Final Four last year. Oh, come on now. So I said, Friday it's a pop. Charlotte's coming. Mike Williams. Y'all know Charlotte, Mike Williams. And Saturday. So I said, who did I say? Villages. I said the Villages, Leesburg, Windermere.
No Gibbs.
Gibbs will be back. Thank you. Murphy will be back. Yep. So probably the best team on paper is probably the Villages. And so we'll probably get them. And, that's what we're going to do. But, yeah, it'll be a good event. And then all of the Polk County teams, Auburn will be there, Victory will be there, and stuff like that. So,
will Lakeland be there?
Yep, he's back.
Okay.
His choice. He's all sabbatical.
Okay.
You got another question, Coach. Coach Brooks has another question. He asked, how have the failures, if any, made you improve overall as a coach? And what is the message to other coaches to encourage them to rise above adversity?
Yeah, we don't view any of those. I view failures as when we can't affect the kids and change the kids' life. The losses, we're going to lose games. So I don't view those as failures as a part of the season, part of the process of building and growing. Like losing and winning is a part of the building and growing of the team. I consider a failure when we have a kid, we're working to change his life. We can't affect them the way we want. I grew that as a failure. I take that personal when we can't help kids. And so, that's also a part of life. But that bothers me that we can't help reach all the kids, right? What was the second part of his question?
He said, what is your message to other coaches to encourage them to rise above adversity?
If you're in it for the wins and losses, it'll wear you out. You better have a purpose for being in it. My purpose is I'm called to coach. I was called by it's the gift that I got from the Lord to coach. Okay, I didn't know that 30 years ago when we started the fire, right? Or I knew it but didn't know it, Barnes, right? And so you better have a purpose or cause to coach because it's too hard to do it without it. If you just in it for the wins and losses and ain't in it to try to help the guys or the girls that you coaching, you won't last. So if you got a purpose and a cause, like he been in Auburn 24 years, and Winter Haven, he's been there 17 years. Those guys got a cause that's deeper than just winning and losing games. They're trying to change souls and change lives.
What's been your biggest win and your biggest loss?
On the court?
On the court.
Biggest win?
That's got to be that first state championship.
No.
The first one?
The biggest win we got to change the program around was beating, and Billy's not going to like this, but the Lake Wells win.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, that turned the program around. They were about to send me back to Kathleen and say, this Negro, this guy can't win. And we upset Dominique Jones, Jarrell Blocker, Peanut. Jimmy Johnson was the coach, and that district was Kathleen, Lake Wells, Jesuit, and Bartow, all in Bartow. And we upset them. That's probably the biggest win because it turned the program around. The biggest loss, Tony Bradley's senior year at Melbourne. I thought we were good enough to win the state championship, and we did not get there. We did not. But that helped us win with Walls. We made some changes after that. Okay, so let me go into the changes because coaches always talk about how you can grow. I thought we were too restrictive. And so the guys around Tony, and we did not give them enough leeway to be creative and freedom. And we struggled to score with Tony, those other guys. And so Melbourne beat us that year. That was 2016. And we made an adjustment. Me and Coach Austin said, we've got to be a little bit more freewheeling with our guys. And we were. And then the result of that was we got those other guys. We got Walter Clayton, right? But those other guys around Walt, we gave him more freedom. And so it paid off in 20 and 21. So probably the biggest loss is Tony not being able to win a state championship with Tony Bradley.
Coach McGriff, you don't coach against some great people. Who would you say that you got up for as far as coaching against? Like who you think basically you look forward to and brought the best out of you every time y'all played against that particular coach?
All right, so we're going to talk about the first 10 or 12 years and the last 10 and 12 years. And I'm going to start with my Polk County guys, and then I got one or two more guys outside of Polk County. First 10 or 12 years, okay, it was Drew Taylor at Kathleen, right, because that's where I came from, and they were tough. It was you at Lake Wells, especially your last 3 years, but it's because of Lake Wells, right? So my first 12 years, Jimmy was there the first 5 years, I think, and you were there the next 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. And so your teams were always, they reflected your personality, and so did Drew's teams. Okay, so those two come to the top of my mind the first 12 years. The last 12 years, we were in the district with Lakeland, so that was part of my first few years we weren't, but I think Lakeland joined the district in like 29 or 2010, and so we played them in the district more than anybody in the last 10 or 12 years. So I think it'll be Collins and that group. So you're talking about T.O. and Henderson, but Collins and Barnes, that group, right? Woodside, only because Woodside's had such great teams and talent. And then the last few years, okay, Eric Robinson's team was as physical as it's ever been. Eric Robinson had a winning record against us for most of my tenure. And so everybody talking about go this, go that. Well, he was whooping our butt. Okay, now we flipped them the last couple of years. They were more physical than any team we faced because it's Armadale. And then the last couple of years it's been Santa Fe, right, and Blicker and Fitzgerald. We have not beat Victory. We're 0-3 against Victory. Okay, and I don't want to be 0-3 against nobody. I don't care if it's Eric Spoelstra. And so give a credit to Fitzgerald and then Blicker. Okay, he's done a great job. And so we added those guys to the schedule, and we have to get up to play those guys, right? Because they're all those guys. Woodside coaches his team uniquely well. Okay, when you coach your team, we had to prepare for the way you played. Same with Taylor. Okay, same with Collins, and then more recently here, Woodside, but you got Blicker and Fitzgerald, right? And then outside of the county, we play Northern every year, and it's a challenge to play against their physicality, the way they guard. Okay, it's a challenge to play them. We play Lake Highland Prep and Windermere in the preseason every year. And Lake Highland Prep just cut us up. They running stuff. They running the Princeton stuff. They just beating us up with it. And then Windermere, they play like a Polk County team, but they're a little bit more skilled. And so we play those guys every year. So if I had to pick people, those would be the guys especially the Polk County guys, because you play those guys every year, right?
You just brought up skill, Coach. And, our Polk County, I guess, badge of honor has been like toughness and physical. And that worked for a long time, Coach. And nowadays, it seems like Polk County basketball does not have the same traditional look. So we've asked this question. So we're asking you, since you've been around for a long time with it, when it didn't seem like it was broke. Sometimes you change stuff when it's broke. Like you said, if you're trying to press somebody and it's not working, you switch your press, you come out of it, but it didn't seem like it was broke. So why do you think, and maybe you see it different, so many people went away from what was working to now what we have, which seems more or less to not be working? And maybe I don't know if I'm framing the question right, but it's the Polk County that you see now is not what we were traditionally known for. I guess maybe
what was the traditionally known on defensive end? Because I'm trying
defensive athletes, toughness,
okay. So now you're saying with more skill set?
Yeah, that's not how we play ball now, by and large. And maybe I'm seeing it different. I don't know. But what's your take on it? I guess that's my question.
So you asking what's my take on why it's changed, or if it's for the benefit?
Do you even think it's changed? Maybe I'm seeing it wrong. Do you think it's changed? And if so, why?
I think the Gibbons influence on the county was so profound back in the day. So you had, Haines City was pressing with Collins at both Haines City and Sebring, and then when he went to Lakeland, right? Okay. Lake Wells was pressing. It was all from Coach Gibbons. Kathleen was pressing. Okay. Jenkins with Maya was pressing. Okay. When I broke in, Scott Williams was a Gordon Gibbons guy. He was pressing, right? And so then the change over the years has been when Gibbons left Florida Southern, those guys went away. And the guys that are in place now are more offensive-minded guys. And so that's the change you see. So that the second part of that is, can Polk County win without being tough, physical, defensive-minded? Nope, we cannot. We're going to win. Okay. If Victory and Santa Fe are the favorites in from Polk County to get to Jacksonville, which they are, right, in their regions. If they're going to go there and win it, they're going to go there and win it. It's going to be because they defense, rebounding, physical, they get after it, they tough. Okay, because that's the advantage that you have.
And I say that all the time, Coach. That's the blueprint of every championship team that's come from Polk County.
Right.
You can't get around that.
Okay, but Winter Haven got there, and the key to them winning it. And one of those years they were the best team, but they got Columbus, right? And that guy Boots just scored 35 in college. So, but defense, rebounding, toughness, that's how you win it. And so, I may upset some people. I don't know. Okay, here's another thing. I think the pressing helps Polk County. I think people have gotten away with it. I think it's tough to teach the man-to-man press that Gibbons, that Tuma grew up with, Billy, you grew up with, Barnes. I think it's tough to teach. It takes time. I don't think people want to teach it. It takes we just got carved up Tuesday and Thursday. So the likely thing is, well, we're not going to press. But no, we're coming back Monday, and we're going to work on it some more. Because I think it builds toughness in your kids. Even at Winter Haven, okay, what's been the difference in Winter Haven with girls before Billy and after Billy? The skill development that Johnny's been doing hasn't changed. Is the defensive tenacity with the press. And so I've talked to Blicker about it before. I talked to Whelan about it all the time. I think, and someone said, well, the kids don't play it. Well, they will if you demand it. And so I think for us to be good, I think we got to be a defensive first. And that don't mean that we are not going to be, we've adjusted to be great offensive guys. We got Jay Crosby taking Steph Curry shots, right? And we let him in. Somebody said, you let him take them shots. I said, yeah, that's what we got to do to win games. But still, we can't win it all unless we can defend. And I don't think any of the other Polk County teams can win it all unless we can defend like a Polk County team. Now, that may look different, okay? That may look different for Bartow than it do for Victory, than it do for Auburndale. Although Auburndale's playing much more like, last year was the best defensive team he ever had. I've been coaching against them 24 years. They were physical, man. They beating us up and we beating them up. It was a great game.
Okay. All right. You got a question from the chat. He says, do you believe, Coach Brooks again, do you believe mental toughness is innate or is it something that one can influence positively as a coach?
You can coach it. Okay, we got this stuff, and I'm not going to give you no secrets, right? There ain't no secrets. Okay? We got the football team at Bartow. We got the basketball team. It's the same general kid. Do we get a transfer here or there? Yeah. Does football get a transfer here or there? Yeah. It's the same kid. Over the last 20 years, we've had some success. Our football team has not. I would submit to you that the difference is plyometrics and weightlifting. We teach toughness, plyometrics and weightlifting, and how we practice with the defense, even offensively. We're gonna teach toughness, man. You better open up that guy hip and go to the basket. Don't be doing all this dancing, and so things like that. So I think it can be taught. Can you teach a guy that doesn't have any toughness to be the most toughest guy? Maybe not, but you can move the needle on toughness for your players.
And I agree with you, Coach. It's a culture that you create in practice. I've seen your practices and they are tough, and you don't see ours where we really get after each other. And like any human being, like when the old people used to teach people how to swim, they used to just throw them in the water. You know what I'm saying? You're either gonna sink or swim. You're gonna get tired of getting beaten on, every practice and whatever. You're gonna eventually start punching back. So I think it's the environment and culture that you create in practice. You can bring it out. Those kids that are naturally passive, because like I said, they're going to get tired of getting beaten on every day in practice. So
I walked in your practice when you were in Lake Wales. We got put out. We weren't as good. And it was almost like a fight. And you walked in my practice some of those years when you started coaching the girls, and it was the same way. And it's we're coming to compete. Okay, we would with Walter Clayton, we put Walter Clayton on the team and to put the next 5 best guys on the other team, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and put 7 through 10 on his team. We trap them the whole practice. They talk trash to them the whole practice, and it was nip and tuck. I walked in your practice, and you and Bernie going at it, and the JV was talking trash to the varsity during a scrimmage. And so then people wonder why they couldn't beat Bernie's JV teams. Well, they were going against the best team they were going to face in practice.
Right.
And so the culture that the coach creates in practice is critical. And you can build toughness. You can build toughness.
Coach, if you can give advice, say you got a kid, because you put a lot of kids in school, so you got a pretty good idea of what you're doing, obviously. What would you say to the kid that is, like all these kids want to go to the next level, right? And they don't have anything right now. They don't have any offers, they don't have any interest. They probably got 1 more year. Or maybe 2 more years, I don't know. But what advice do you give to that player? Especially with how things are now with NIL, so everything is knocked down, so your opportunities are a whole lot more limited. So what can you speak advice of any direction that you would give those young men that are in that? And we got a lot that's in this category, unfortunately, in the county.
Yeah, first of all, shout out to Rick Felix. He's a second year at Palm Beach State College down there. And shout out to Jaden Wynn, one of Billy's guys with the Bradley team. He's at Wilberforce HBCU up in, I think it's in Carolina. It's in Ohio.
Ohio.
Those 2 guys that are playing on the college ball. Yale Jackson playing on college ball. I would say you have to be patient. I would say, so what have we told Jay Crosley? Jay Crosley, If this was 8 years ago, you would have already signed. You'd be signing this week with a Division II school. It's not going to happen now. Be patient. You're good enough to play college ball. Okay, we may have to go a different route. Maybe the Division IIs don't, and you have to go JUCO for a year and then level up afterwards. Or you have to go NAIA for a year, or you have to do a post-grad year and level up. We've talked to him and talked a little bit to his parents about it. And so I would say that to the parents and the players is you have to be patient. Man, let me tell you something. That coach job is on the line up there in college. Okay, the guy at Florida is making $6 million. Do you think he wants to go get a transfer from our owner and he got 2 years of experience? See, he's seen him on tape for 2 years. Or he's going to take a freshman out of high school. If my job on the line, I'm going to get this guy. And so I told Jay parents that. I say, y'all got to understand, this guy job on the line. Jay's going to get something, but it's going to be lower than what it used to be. But he's also got a chance to level up higher than what a kid used to be. Okay, you couldn't do what Walt did. You couldn't do that 15 years ago because of the transfer. They wouldn't let you do it. And so you have to start lower, but your ceiling is also higher. So I always tell the people to have faith and be patient. And you better be able to do multiple things. You just can't be a one. You can't. There's no point guard now that can't shoot the ball. There's no forward now that all you do is bang on the glass. You better be able to put the ball on the floor and make a decision. You better be able to hit a 15-footer, 17-footer now. Okay, and so that's what I would say to parents and really the players, to be patient. If you're good enough, they will find you. It may not be the level you want, but there's nothing wrong with starting at a Division III, NAIA, JUCO, and leveling up. We got some kids in the county that's going to level up. Okay, Rick's one of them. Rick Felix, Coach loved him down. He was starting. He told me when he went down there last year was not going to start. Then he called me in the middle of the season. He's starting, and we went to see him at Polk State, and he's getting 25 minutes a game. And same thing for the kid at Stetson, Winter Haven's kid at Stetson. Same thing for the kid at Tennessee Chattanooga. He won't be there long, those kids. The kid at Yale, unless it's an academic thing. Okay, those guys are leveling up. They're going to level up. They're too good. Jamie is too good for Stetson. And Tate, he's too good for Chattanooga. So 10 years ago, they wouldn't have started there. But that's the journey they're going to have to take, and it's going to be a rewarding journey for them. I saw something y'all posted about the Mayo kid scoring 22 points a game. I thought I saw that yesterday or today. Tyree.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, he didn't shoot. He wasn't no scorer. I mean, I guess he could. He wasn't no scorer like that at Winter Haven. But yeah, he doesn't.
He has a role on his team as more of a defensive guy and the corner sometimes shooter. And now he's showing what he can do. He keep putting up them kind of numbers, you know.
Yeah, that'd be amazing how you take a role with certain teams and then you get the next level and you just see the game spark up like that. But it's all about the system and what you're playing in.
He always killed us, or somebody say he couldn't shoot. He hit 3 or 4 threes every time we played him.
You gotta say, people he had around him, they were loaded. You know what I'm saying? And when he had to, he did kill people.
He did.
With the team that he had around him.
Yes, he did.
He was always that unknown link. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody was worried about everybody else, and then he'll have a great game about you. So I'm not surprised at that at all.
15 to 16 against us, man, hitting them threes. And I mean, we can't guard him. We got to stop the boy from Yale, what's his name? I'm drawing a blank. From getting to the back, get him to the basket, keep him off the board. So sometimes you got to chip in on Isaac, and then this kid opening to kill you. And so yeah, not surprising.
Coach, you came to Bartow this year, 24, most tradition-rich school in the county, but they had a couple down years before you got there. Has it ever been pressure? And if so, how have you handled it? And the thing about it is, you didn't have to build a tradition, but you had to build a program. So was that easier because it was tradition, or was that harder because it was tradition as you built your program from essentially from scratch to what it is now?
There was no outside pressure from the community. They really wanted somebody that would represent the community with class. And that's what I heard in my interview. Ms. Watson, the lady that used to be at the door, she was in the interview, and the principal and the AD at the time, and say, we want to win, but we do not want to win any kind of way. That was the message they gave me. Dr. Wright was the assistant superintendent for Bartow, and he had a red truck. I don't know if you remember his red truck, Barnes. He pulled me and said, McGriff, come down to my office. Went to his office. He drove me. Actually, he used me for labor. He had a mattress he wanted to get for his house. So I had to go. Really, I was going to get the mattress. He talked to me about I was going to get the mattress. He said, man, these people, they want to win, but you young guy, because I was 22, they're worried about it. You're going to be messing with the girls. And I told him, no, McGriff, he good. And you can't do what they do. They want somebody that's going to operate with class. And so there was no pressure from the Bartow people to win. The pressure was from me. I was coming from Kathleen. We were used to winning. The first year we were 6-21. I went to the hospital. I thought I was having a heart attack. No lie. My dad has passed away now. My dad and my brother came to the hospital and they were running tests on me and stuff like that. And finally, the doctor couldn't find nothing. My daddy says, man, nothing wrong with you. You're getting your butt spanked. Get your ass out there and start winning some games. That was my dad. And my brother looked at me and rolled his eyes. Like, man, ain't nothing wrong with you. Get up from there. It was an internal pressure to win, but never really no pressure from Bartow. And so I think that was great. The two big things, Tucker and Austin and D kept the people off my back. So I have no question that people say, man, y'all got this young guy. He don't know what he's doing. He didn't play no basketball. That was the thing. How you going to coach basketball? He didn't play. How you going to teach our guys how to play? I heard that a lot. And Coach Tucker and Coach Austin, people say, no, he's good people. Y'all let him alone. And so that was helpful. But so I would say to a young coach, stick to your gun, have standards, try to get better. I did not play basketball, but I studied the game like the Dickens. So we tried to be a better coach and teach my guys how to be better ball handlers and dribbles and shooters and all that stuff. And Coach Gibbons was influential in that and learning how to operate a college program in a system. Get you a mentor, but have some high standards and make the kids meet it. And 24 years later, we still making them meet it. But no, there was no external. And let me tell you this right here. And now y'all may disagree. I don't think there's no external pressure on any coach in Polk County. And when I say that, the people talking on social media is not going to get nobody fired.
Correct.
If that guy is a school teacher or if he does his job in the classroom, he does his job with the parents and stuff like that, he's not stealing no money, he's not poking on no little girl, and he's going to keep his job. And so
keep his job. Yep.
There's no, okay, and so if you're on social media and you think that's pressure, who cares about social media? If social media want to come to Bartow at 2:30 tomorrow, they're welcome to come and think they can do better. But so I think the pressure is internal for people to want to be great. I don't think there's no external. Okay, before Blooker got the Santa Fe, what was Santa Fe? They talk about Winter Haven history. Okay, then I've been to 7 Final Fours. They talk bad about Woodside on social media. Man, I've been to 6 of them. Don Grant went to Winter Haven been to 8. Don Grant went to 1 or 2. He went to 2. I take that back. They've been to 9. Don Grant went to 2. They love Don Grant. Don Grant ain't done. I love Don. Don't get mad at me, Don. What has Don done that Woodside hadn't done? So, but you can't worry about social media. And so that's what I love about Coach Woodside. He ain't worried about that. I'm a coach who I got. Okay, and he's a school teacher. He do his job. He got a good environment with his kids. Sometimes they win. Last year they had a bad year, but they was in the Final Four 3 years before that. So I think the young coaches, if I had some advice, get off of social media. Don't worry about what people say. Worry about what your principals say. Try to get you a mentor. Try to get your kids better. If you got parents' problem, that's your fault. Set the expectations for your parents. Here's how it's going to be. Well, they transfer. They go to the door.
That sound good, Coach. Someone still worry about social media, though.
Social media.
Mr. Man, tell my I'll be tough on coaches, man. Come on now.
Assuming there may be one guy may see this though, and it changed him. So for that one guy, hey man,
all it takes is one. You change one, you can go from there.
That's facts.
You cannot coach social media cannot help you keep your job. Okay, and let me be honest with you, and because Billy a principal, gonna be a principal. He's assistant, gonna be a principal one day. Barnes been a principal. No principal.
I'm just a nobody.
Well, You ain't a nobody. You ain't nobody. You ain't no principal. You ain't no nobody. You did a smart thing. You said, I ain't getting into this principal stuff. It's taking up too much time. I'm gonna do this other stuff, right?
Yeah, he the smartest one on the cast right now. Smartest one on the daggone group.
I ain't
You
finna
ain't
coach.
lie about that.
I ain't finna be no principal. I'm finna do this other stuff. I'll be a school teacher.
You ain't lie about that at all, bro. He the smartest one on the show right now. But go ahead.
Okay, 90%. Billy may be the exception. Barnes may be the exception. 90% of the principals don't care if you win or lose or not.
They got to worry about them test scores, man.
Test scores. They don't want the parents in their office. Can
test
you keep
scores
the
and
parents in their
referrals.
office? So now, if you win, do they they want you to win, but they ain't gonna fire you because of that. So
Nah.
So any winning come from internal. You want to win.
Do we have? Do we even have? Just truthfully, how many sports principals do we have in the county now?
Okay, they say the Dujay guys won at Lakeland. Is he not one,
No.
Billy?
No.
Dujay, that's
No.
my line, brother. You know,
Okay.
Man.
My guy Bartow is a sports principal. Carla Collins at Victory.
nah, Dujay, you can say Dujay a sports principal, bro.
He
He
is,
diehard
but
in
he's
football.
not.
He diehard in football.
Like McGriff just said, he just don't want people in his office. You know what I'm saying? He just don't want them problems for sure. Come on,
he diehard football.
Well, you got to be diehard football at Lakeland.
I know it has to be.
My principal, I would say he is. He there's a lot of pressure on our coaches now. He's giving them the resources. He told my football coach, "What do you need to win? You need coaches on campus? Check. Booster? Check. Now, so we got a new coach. He gonna give some time. So he said, McGriff, are we good enough to get to Jacksonville? I want to go to Jacksonville. I said, I don't know. He said, what? I said, hey, you got some other problems with football. Don't be coming to me with that. So, like my principal, Collins probably at Victory is, right? But I don't think, okay, I know the principal at Winter Haven, Gina Williams. I like Miss Williams, but she gonna let Woodside them. She's not putting
ain't too many women sports principals.
I would say Van is at Lake Gibson.
Van, I agree with that. Well, by certain sports, not by basketball.
Well, I mean, he is.
Yeah, I'm talking about a full-fledged sports principal.
Oh, okay, well.
Like Jack was. Jack was 100% sports principal.
Jack was. Yep. Clint Wright was back in the day. Calvin, he was sports principal.
Well, you can't. The coaches, and me and Billy D talk about this on and off the air. Coaches don't move up no more. Like you don't get principals from. They want you got to be an instructional leader. So no people don't care nothing about sports or activities, and that's where back in the day they used to come from the other side. You can't be a administrator if you're not an instructional leader now. If you're doing
test scores got your job on the line. You can be there today and go tomorrow.
Sports, like you said, I'm worried about this master schedule, making sure these kids in these classes and getting the resources academic, because that's all the state and everybody care about. So yeah, you ain't got that many because of the dynamic on, like you said, the test scores, the other pressures.
Think about this. You got all that. Then you got all these guys. Okay, that guy, son of faith, now is Zephyr Hills Christian. And the guy that was at Victory is now at OTE. Now, these are two of the best. Okay, and the Willis kid was at all those places. Well, okay, the kid that's with the Villages now was in Haines City as a middle schooler, wasn't he? I thought he was.
Yeah.
He was.
All those places are sports places. The administrators at Victory, like at the Villages, they value sports. It's important to them.
Mm-hmm.
So we're losing our best talent because of that. I would say that. From the principal perspective, we're losing our best. Okay, what football program in the county? Lakeland is getting the support. I talked to Coach Johnson at Lake Wales because they came to Bartow. He's not even getting the support he needs from his administration at Lake Wales, and he's got probably the second best program in the county. So how can he sustain it? Okay, so I don't know. It's coaching tough, but principals
they don't help. Some principals don't help.
They don't help.
Why do you think there's not a competitive? This is from the chat. Why do you think, from Coach Morrell? Why do you think there's not a competitive balance around the county?
Transfer portal. And some coaches put in more work than other coaches. Let me say it like that.
Look at Coach Billy D shaking his head.
Okay,
Hey,
I
man.
get on. Okay, I get on. I get on the here to get caught up because I want to be up to date because I don't really look at it a whole bunch. But I said, okay, I'm going on the show. Let me get up to date. And I'm scrolling the page, Polk Hoops page, and I see y'all have liked or copied or whatever you call it. I don't know what you call it. Coach Blicker's in the gym tonight. Well, okay. Well, that doesn't affect Bartow because we open up our gym and we go up. But if I'm Kathleen, George Jenkins, Lakeland, Tenorock, and Lake Gibson, and Victory, and Auburndale, because he's close to Auburndale, what y'all doing? He opening up his gym. So why you get mad at him? You better open up your gym and put it on social media. We do it different in Bartow. We got the middle school because we can. Or maybe Lake Wells, they don't have to do that because they're getting their kids from middle school, they can. But for the programs that want to take the next step, what you doing? So if a kid transfer to Santa Fe, why should they be mad? They open up the gym. If a kid transfer to Bartow because of social media, well, get you some social media, right? So you better adjust to the times. We still old school, but we adjusting to the times. So I think there's a difference in coaching.
And I think that's probably your biggest testament. I watched you a couple times last year, and I saw you in the in Georgia when Jakala hit all them threes, and I was talking to Tube about it. I said, bro, he went 4 out post. I said he went 8 for 11. He said, Mama Griffin let somebody shoot the ball 11 times. I said, bro, this dude coming down, it's like it's across the half court. It's Britt McGriff. He said, what did he do? I said, he ain't even flinching. He shoot the ball. He just go, all right, y'all. He ain't even addressing the kid. And I'm just like, but you've had to adjust, coach. Just like when you wear your J's, went from hard bottoms to the J's when you put the blue blazer on. So you gotta
Bonds. I ain't never owned no Jordans until 2 or 3 years ago. But the kid, who was it? Oh, Walter Clayton. He said, McGriff, you need to get some style. I said he was when he was in Bartow High School. So I got to Florida. When he got to Florida, I said, hey man, you talking about some style? I need them shoes. We both wear the same size. He said, all right, he just gave me 2 or 3 pair of shoes. So now I get me the coaches get mad. I get me a Walter Clayton special. They said, McGriff, I went to Utah. Did you get it to Walter Clayton? I said, I surely did, yo. My J's. So I don't, because that doesn't change who I am, right? If my Jordans get somebody like Bartow, because it's still about players now. Coaching is great, but it's still about players. So I think coaches got to be willing to adjust to the times with the stuff that it takes to attract the kids, but they can't change their values. You go into class, you're going to show up to practice every day. I got a text from a coach I'm mentoring. He said, well, what you do if somebody don't show up to practice? I said, well, that doesn't happen. I said, well, you got to sit the kid. He said, well, what you mean? I said, well, if you let the kid miss practice, he's going to keep missing practice. He said, what about the parent? He can't miss practice. I said, does he plan on missing the game? He said, no. I said, well, so I think you got to have the same standards, right?
Gotcha. Coach Blicker is in the chat. He said he taking notes. Say full court press Mondays with Mike Blicker. Stop paying attention to social media. So he taking notes. He just wants you to know that, Coach. So got another question from the chat. He asking, do you think the county would benefit from having freshman programs?
Yes. We tried to have a freshman team, and because of Title IX, they said no. So we actually kept like 25 kids and had a blue team and an orange team, and they alternated games. And I'm going to be honest with you, there's a limit of how many JV games you can play. Some of them didn't make the schedule, and we snuck some more in there. But we stopped doing that because people caught on to it. But yes, I think it would benefit. Because we cut kids every year that we may keep, that a year of development would help. And so, yeah, I think it would help.
Once you get, will we ever from we're about to let you go, I promise, from a infrastructure, resources type of viewpoint, do you see us, and I know you kind of in rooms outside of just Bartow High School, you're in some of these other rooms that kind of influence stuff, right? Do you think we'll ever be on a level playing field from a resources perspective with people like Orange and because that's our biggest thing. We don't have the same resource. Orange County, Dade County, these other counties that have an abundance. Do you ever see us being, not saying we on equal, but we at least, we kind of trying to level it out a little bit. Do you see that in any form or fashion?
I got a question for you to answer the question. Have we ever been on the level playing field with them?
We have never been.
And it hasn't mattered that because we take what we got. Coaching to me is this what I got. What do I have to do to compete with them? And I'm going to take what I got. And so for years, we beat people off of toughness, tenacity, physicality. And now our county is getting beat with toughness, physicality. And so I don't think the resource is a problem. I think.
Yeah, but that's the thing, I guess, and I don't mean to cut you off. I guess that's from the earlier question. We was beating people without all that stuff. So now all of a sudden, why? And I asked this, and me and Billy was on here a couple weeks ago. Why is that the headline of what we don't have when we beat you without it? Now all of a sudden we can't beat you because we don't have it. And like I say, maybe I'm too old school. I haven't been out the loop, I'm media, whatever. But that's my point. Like, we beat you without it, but since there's so many folks feel like that's why we're not, because they got these resources. Will we ever have the resources? That's you kind of this part B of that's been my thing for a minute.
I don't think we'll ever have the resources. Here's the other thing now. I want to say this right here. Miami, and you all can fact check it, and Orlando, as far back as I remember, I started watching high school basketball in the late 80s. They have always won more of the state championships than any other area. Miami first, Orlando. But what has changed? That has not changed. So sometimes we get, because I watch the show, I'll probably watch it later a lot of times, but I watch it, and I hear you guys sometimes talking about where they're winning all the championships, where they always have. 2/3 of the titles have always gone to Miami area schools or Orlando area schools. I think our thing is when we got a chance to win it, we have to win it. And the way we're going to do that is still the same way. Toughness, physicality. I mean, so, okay, the last 4 years, we've had a chance to win a state championship. The victory in Santa Fe last year, and then Winter Haven the 3 years before that. And you telling me those teams, okay, those teams couldn't win it? Well, they were there. They could win it. And so I think to get over the hump, okay, we've been to the state sometimes and been overmatched. So maybe one of those teams were overmatched. And so how are we going to get back and win it? How is Victor or Santa Fe going to get back win? How's Auburn going to get there and win it? Or how's Bartow going to get there winning, or Lakeland, or whoever? To win it, you're going to have to, our resource is our toughness and tenacity, our physicality. Okay, that's what's going to get us over the hump. To beat an Orange County team, a Hillsborough County team, or a Miami team, that's what it's going to take. Because we ain't going to out-talent them. We ain't going to have more skill. I'm not going to have more skill than Evans or Edgewater. I'm not. So we better be good on defense. We better be good on special teams. We better be able to be efficient.
All right, Coach. We're about to let you go. So, same question we've asked all the coaches. Ask you the same thing. What's one thing that you're leaving behind in 24-25, and what's one thing you're taking with you in the 25-26?
On the court, leaving behind?
We can keep it basketball. It's fine. Unless you want to, you can make it personal or basketball. We open it up however you want to answer it.
One thing we're leaving behind in 24-25. We're going to leave behind losing in the second round of the playoffs. We've the last 2 years we managed to win the district, and we won a playoff game, and we haven't won the second round playoff game, and that's I mean, most people would be really excited to win the district and win a playoff game, and we're very excited about that. We're very thankful. But we have high aspirations, and so we're going to leave that behind in 2025. We welcome the challenge to win the district and then go farther. We want to play in Jacksonville. And then what was the second part of the question?
What will you take? Yeah, what would you take with you to 25, 26?
We got a really good group of guys. They're great young men. They're pretty decent students, not all of them, but most of them. They like playing together a lot. We got a good chemistry in the locker room. So I want to carry that into 25 and into 26. I think that'll be the difference. I'm not saying our team will be 24-1 because of that chemistry. No, we're gonna get some losses, right? But I like the chemistry of this group. I like the leadership we got from Jay Crosley and Kenny and Dylan Brinson. Obviously, the sophomores are the talented group. I like their development. They're still sophomores, right? They still do dumb stuff that sophomores do, right? But I like the relationships that we have with the guys. And I like the relationship they have with each other. I think coaching is about relationship. How can you build a relationship with the team where they will respond to you? And so we've worked really hard to try to build a relationship with them. And I think our guys have a good chemistry. We had a great offseason and a great summer, but we had a great fall. And so I'm looking forward to the challenges of the season. We got a great group of guys.
Coach, you play all the time, Coach. Everybody don't take that philosophy.
What do you mean?
Like, you playing in the spring, you playing in the summer, you're going to live periods, you're doing official clinics, you're doing fall classics, summer classics. It seems that's more important than it is because we talk about this. Basketball is, I know I'm adding something. I know basketball's become year round. So is that the other gap that we're not doing it year round? We haven't adjusted to that yet. Is that the other gap, the big gap?
Yes. Okay. I was talking to Topper. He said, Coach, do I need to start a Jenkins travel ball team after the season where I can practice with my guys, skill develop my guys, and they play together? I said, yes. That's what we do with the Bartow Blazers. If everybody who's got their big team, okay, Jameer's playing with the Rebels, okay, go play. Jay Cross is playing, but everybody else, let's play together. We're going to open up the gym during that time of year. Okay, you cannot compete at the highest level unless you're doing that. I'll just say it that way. That's the way we have to do it. At a public high school like Bartow, like Lake Wales, like Jenkins, okay, like Winter Haven, I think that's what we have to do to compete at the highest level. So it may be different at a place like the River Air Prep, or someplace like that. But that's the way we have to do it. So I think it's got to be year round. I still think you got to incorporate your football kids. Okay, we got less football kids playing now, and I think that's good and bad. Okay, on one hand, I don't know how I can compete against the people from Orlando. They got no football kids. They going year round with their basketball kids. On the other hand, the football kids bring the toughness. That's what we're known for. So I don't know, but we still value the football kid, like Kobe and Jameer played a little football, right? And so that's my buddy at River Air Prep, Blicker. I mean, me and Coach, he practices at my gym every year when it comes to the state tournament. And so,
won't nobody be practicing this year, Coach.
Find somebody. Hopefully we'll practice somewhere in Jacksonville. That's right.
Yes, sir. Two things before you leave, Coach. One, after the season, let's sit down and have lunch. Let's try to put our heads together and see how other states are doing it. And we talked about resources, especially about paying coaches and whatever. And let's just, see, who we can get to get on board and just let's start conversations.
Okay.
And before you go, not including yourself, Polk County, the Mount Rushmore of coaches for basketball before you leave?
Boys or girls?
Both.
Girls, unusual list for girls. I'm biased. Josephine Austin.
She better be on there.
Then LaDon and Johnny. Okay. Trying to think of another girls coach. Ladretta, Haines City.
Okay, so boys now.
All time, I think the best coach in the history of Polk County since integration, since 1960s. It would have to be Alvin Pearsall. And because he won 8 straight when only one could go. 8 straight district titles and 4 Final Fours during that time. All time. Aubrey Whitaker, because he really spawned what's happening in Lake Wales with you and with Bernie. Okay, so he kind of brought Gordon Gibbons into the fold, right? And so I would put, even though he did not win it, he went there 3 times in a row, but he spawned all that's happened since then. Okay, with Keith Jones, even though I know the community didn't always get along with Keith Jones, he came from that tree, and then he got Bernie in the coaching, and then that got you in the coaching. So I always have to say Aubrey Whitaker. Jim Austin. Now that came from the Pearsall tree. And then you got to go to Kathleen. You got to go to Kathleen, and you got to go to Winter Haven. So because those places. So Kathleen, you got to put Coach Jones on there. I do. I know there's some people before him, Tony Shields and Spiro and those guys, but Jones was the first one to win it at Kathleen. Drew's after, but Jones is kind of Jones. I was in school, so he's for me. And then Winter Haven, okay, I was not around with Jack Dietrich. Okay, I've been around for the Final Fours, Jim Morrison, Don, and Woodside. Don is more my style because I'm a defensive guy. Woodside been to 6 of them. 6. So those are some people on my Mount Rushmore. You know, I'm leaving people off that won state titles. Collins won a state title at Haines City and was a couple, you know, a game away from winning, going to a Final Four at Lakeland. Colin Smith at Mulberry, around for 30 years. Gary Miles was around for 30 years. Drew Taylor, who was my mentor. But if I had to pick 3, Pearsall, Whitaker, Kathleen guy got to be Jones.
Okay.
Well, Coach, you have given us a lot. It's always a pleasure, man. It's just like family. So before you get off, we do with everybody else. Anything you want to leave with that you hadn't talked about? Anything you want people to know, be aware of before we let you go? And you know, I know that they count now. So I know is it? We asked Billy D this last week. Is it like opening a Christmas present? Like that? Is it every year? Does it change? Is it the same? Is it what's different about 24 than 12 or 6 or 1? Is it any different?
The kids different, the parents different, and the time's different. And so it's a little bit of nerves. Like I told the kids Tuesday, it was a little bit of nerves. They said, well, why are you nervous? You've been doing this. I said, well, because I want to win and I want y'all to be successful. You want to be in college, Jay? Well, I'm trying to do everything I can to get you in college. And Derwin Link, you want to chart a different path. You want to be like your brother, but you want to chart a different path. Well, I'm trying to help you grow and accomplish your dreams. So it still matters, and you still get goosebumps, and you still want to win games. Okay, we still want to compete. Like we want to be the best team in the county. So I mean, we haven't been since 2022. That bothers me. Okay, I like the other coaches, but I don't like them enough to want to be second place to them. And we want to get to. I like them. I'm a coach's coach. I love the coaches, but not that much. We want to get to Jacksonville, and so we're doing everything we can to get there and get our kids there. We'll be closer.
Okay. Well, Coach, we appreciate it, man. It has been a pleasure. Say the best for last as always, man. And
I want to say this right here. What you all done is phenomenal with this. Not just with the podcast. That's how it started. But now we got coaching clinics and we got the alumni contest, and now we got magazines now. You know, some of the guys, you know, they wanted that. So you cannot keep my magazine. You can buy your own magazine. You can look at it. It's my magazine. So I think the guys. I was talking to Walt today. He's actually playing right now, and I'm telling him I'm come on the show, and he was saying, "Coach, we had it pretty good, didn't we?" I say, "We're talking about Polk hoops and all the stuff that he's in the pros now, Coach, and all the stuff that you know. This makes the kid feel special. They parent, you know, like Jay Crosley parents, you know, he feels special. And Dylan Brinson was looking at it today. And it makes, you know, man, I want to begin in the magazine. He was 39th. I think he told me he was 39th on the rank. And he said, well, I want to get high. I said, well, if we win, you're going to be higher. And so this is pretty good. So thank you all for what you do to promote it. And I want to say, coaches, good luck. Don't lose the faith. It's a tough job, but you are doing a yeoman's work for the Lord and serving your communities. Keep serving your communities.
So make sure you tell George to check out Jay Crowley article when next time you're in the shop. Tell him I said, hey, what's up?
Has he seen it?
I don't know. I sent him one. I don't know if he has, but make sure he check. I told him to check out the article. So I don't know if he got it yet or checked it out yet. But
I'll let him know. I'll be in there with you.
Okay. Appreciate you, Coach, man. Good luck to you and the guys this season, man. And always a pleasure. Thank you for all your time and everything you do for Polk County basketball.
Thank you, Billy. Did y'all win this week?
Yes, sir. We beat St. Pete Lakewood and Manatee. We got OCP on Friday for our first game.
Basically, y'all going to Jacksonville, and will anybody else be there to join you on the boys' side?
On the girls' side, I think Lakeland has the best chance.
Okay.
But I did see a couple of their teams in their region, and because y'all in the same region, and it's gonna be tough. It's really gonna be tough. Waikava, the defending champion Bloomingdale, I saw them the other night. They're still pretty good. You know, it's gonna be tough, but they got a chance with all the talent that Red brought in. You know
what about Haines City?
Haines City is losing the two Morris sisters, I thought would hurt them, but they just beat Wildwood in the preseason. Defending state champion, was undefeated last year, and they beat New Smyrna, was 5A state champion last year. So I think that's two big wins. It's unfortunate.
All in the same district?
In the same region.
Okay.
So, you know,
so
unfortunately.
They can get in there and just hopefully they see you in the last game before the state.
Hopefully.
Man, that'd be great to have all Polk County champion final, huh? We can only dream and hope. But it'll be in daggone Duval County. That's a whole nother show. So
no, the region final will be in Winter Haven on Friday night. I mean,
they both can't. They both in the same region, so y'all can't go together. Okay, so they had the Orlando thing where they can have two teams.
That would be fun. Now Henderson Taylor, Lakeland at Bartow, Saturday, February 28th.
For the regional
Let's make
final.
a date. That's the regional final. Now it's got to be at Bartow. I don't want to go to Lakeland because y'all cheat over there and stuff like that. And we got a bigger gym, so we can make more money. But that would be pretty fun. Or Lake Gibson. I ain't discriminating, long as Bartow there. So I ain't discriminating, long as it's Bartow. No matter which one of y'all. But Henderson gonna say he's better than you, Boatwright. So I don't want you to watch this and think I'm tripping. But that would be nice in all Polk County region final. That would be awesome.
All right, Coach, man. We appreciate it, man.
Thank
Good
you,
luck
guys.
to you this week, man. Thank you for everything, man. Appreciate you once again. Yes, sir. All right, man. Ty Crane, just so you know, Billy D, that's his alter ego.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's him in the chat.
No
man,
problem.
always good when the GOAT comes through. The GOAT maximize the platform. The only coach that did so. So before y'all jump in the inbox and in the text messages and all that stuff, we asked McGriff nothing different than we asked anybody else. We didn't give him no opportunity different than anybody else. He just took advantage. So if you're upset, write a letter.
How can you be upset? My thing is, but y'all better not have no more interventions with me talking about I'm tough on coaches. Maybe I need to put it through AI to soften it up a little bit. I need to work on that. Okay, I will work on that. I will
work on the delivery, but not the content.
Not the message. No, not at all. But that was great, though. That's great for everybody right there.
Good. So this week, man, we get started. We posted our games of the week, and our main game, our overall game of the week is Tuesday night. Santa Fe welcomes in Lake Highland Prep. Should be a Coach Blicker don't run from nobody. No. But you can't go get Lake Highland Prep right off the rip. That's one of them TV AC ESPN blockbuster games right off the top. So and you say y'all got a big, is that a big one starting off Thursday?
No. OCP girls team is not like their boys team used to be, but it'd be a good challenge for us starting off the year.
Y'all on the road?
We don't take nobody lightly.
Y'all on the road?
Yes, sir. We're on the road.
Y'all just one game this week, that's it?
That's it. Just one game.
Okay. All right. Well, everybody, we appreciate y'all tapping in with us tonight, man. And this week the game starts for real. There's only a couple teams that have not put their shoulder pad helmets up right yet. Lakeland's still playing ball. Victory is playing ball.
Victory is still playing.
So it's just Lakeland and Victory, right? Everybody else got them put up, right?
No, man, don't do us like that.
Oh, Lake Wells with that foolishness that they had to go on the road and was district.
Yeah,
they gotta do something about that, coach. How you the district champ and gotta still travel?
We wasn't a district.
I mean,
champ.
not a district champ, but you was a 3 seed. You was a higher seed, and still had to travel. There's something wrong with that setup. But so we got the 3. We got Lakeland, Victory, Lake Wells still playing ball. Everybody else hooping, right?
Everybody else hooping, I think.
Well, man, we'll post the daily schedules like we always do. Got a couple of coaching debuts this week at new places. We got Sheldon Dennis starting off brand new at his alma mater, and Kenny Davis, new formerly George Eagles. Now he's the coaching carousel. Got him at Kathleen High School. So I don't think nobody else is really brand. Well, Coach Dickey is back. He's not brand new. He be at Mulberry for the first time. He's from Wauchula. From people that Hardy, from people that knew that. I don't think we got no other new coaches in the county. It was everybody pretty much came back, so it was a pretty good year of holdover. So to everybody that's hooping this week, man, good luck to you on the court, man. We'll be supporting you from here like we always do. So we'll be off. Thinking we're off next week because of the family reunion holiday that goes on over in Orlando. So we will be off next week, and then we'll come back 1st December, and we'll be running right through. So appreciate y'all, man, support. Thank you all the coaches that participated in the preseason coaching media day. We just did an extra media day. And to those that did not, we still love you, still got you, and we ain't nothing you can do about that. So good luck to everybody this week, man. Boys and girls, stay healthy, man. Until next time, Polk Hoops, we out. Appreciate y'all.